pretty cool dream earlier today. Like I said, I've been uh in pain, and so I'm in like a heavy recovery mode. I just been sleep or watching Silent Hill F. That's a good one. But like, y'all, I had a dream that like alien ship, like huge, like almost like a city or whatnot, but it was a ship on the outside, so like black, right, with like a lot of windows, and like on the back of it was like silver, so it was like this silver and black like contrast, and it was like inverted. It was like an inverted triangle, but if you turned it to the side, it had like dimension to the back, almost like a half triangle to the back, and it was like almost flat on the front, just like a little small triangular protrusion at the front. It was so cool. And then like the only part of the ship though that was real and not like an illusion, because you could try to attack the ship, because they tried to attack the ship, but the ship was basically, the whole thing was like a huge massive illusion, and like there was just this small part like at the front, right, that was the actual part, and it was like almost like two eyes. But think about like two windows at the all the way at the top of it, like binoculars, something like that. And that was the only part that was actually tangible. So like I'm sitting here looking at it through a building, and I'm just sitting there staring at it, and like with the cleanest cut caption edit like cut edit that I have ever seen, like the cleanest edit that I had ever experienced. I look at it and I turn around and I'm on the ship. Like it, I was like, no way, I've been abducted. Dang. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was a wild society that was on the ship. So I remember I was like being abducted, and it was like a super weird, like kind of like experience being on the ship, because it's like you're in a entire like moving city, or like an entire moving world, like on this ship, and like you could go to the front of the ship and look at it and look out and all that stuff. And apparently I was just with a bunch of people that were assassins. So I was like, because I like when I was on the earth, I was literally somebody who was sick at a job. That's literally all it was. I was like, oh man, I do not like this job, and I ain't been there in like 2 days. That's just literally like my dreams. And so I was like rolling down a hill like on a bike, like just humdrum human life stuff, like maybe two people that I interact with. And like, so back to the ship. I'm pretty much at the end of the story, because this is just where like the story just cuts off. Like I'm just there sitting up there chilling with like a bunch of assassins, and that's pretty much it. It's like almost like the ship, like there's specific sectors of the ship, and they were just taking people in which who they thought, or like who had potential to do that kind of stuff, and I'm just sitting there like so terrified, because I'm like, why'd you take me? Like, okay, y'all, so I drew it, and this is kind of like what it looks like, and I had to like draw that. This is the back, by the way. I just didn't draw all the little tiny little cities and what it would look like, but like it was so clean. Oh my god. And so this part right here is just relatively gray, and then the back here, this is silver. So this is like a blackish gray, and this is silver. And then here you would see the silver back here and the black and gray back here. And this is right here, like I told y'all, is the only tangible part. You could see all of this, right? But this is the only part that actually is like tangible. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if anybody else in the dream had noticed that. That's probably why I got abducted, y'all. Crazy. This is a dream, by the way, right?